Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
Welcome back to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. There are so many new blockchain projects out there at the moment that it can be quite hard to keep up with the good and the bad projects out there. So my job is to provide you with a few stories and new concepts. Some you will like, some you won't. But most importantly, I don't want you to listen to guys like me on the internet. I want you to look around, do your own research and try some of these new solutions out there. We have had another incredibly busy week this week, and we've been talking to guests in the US, Australia. But today, I want to take you to the Netherlands to speak with today's guest, who's dealing with complex technology, but is much more passionate about people, community, and helping them turn their dreams into a reality. So that was enough for me, at least, to want to find out a little bit more. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to the Netherlands so we can speak with the team at WHIRL. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, thanks. My name is Martijn Hekman. I'm the CEO of WHIRL, WHIRL.com. I'm a Dutchman, actually, and a very experienced professional in the charity and the relief humanitarian world.
Now, WHIRL is the first community-driven crowdfunding platform built on blockchain, but can you just set the scene and tell me a little bit more about exactly what it is and what kind of problems you solve, and also what makes it unique from other solutions out there?
Yeah, thanks so much. I'm happy to do that. WHIRL is based on paid forward. So the whole idea is that you can start a campaign yourself. You have a dream. It could be a project. It could be a sports activity you want to do. You're an artist. Something that you want to achieve. Well, the idea is that you join WHIRL and you first look around. You see what is WHIRL about, and you see other people's dreams, basically, and then you can start to fund them. After you have done that, that's basically kind of a selection criteria. Then you are eligible to also start. Very unique because it's not existing anywhere in a crowdfunding platform at the moment. To make this all smooth and working, we have a system to incentivize our members. It's called karma points. Karma points are giving you the option basically to faster get your project awarded. And how the award system works, it's that we have a queuing system. So in many other crowdfunding platforms, you see that people can have dozens of different projects that they can select from. In WHIRL, there will be one, maybe two or three. So at that moment, there's one project we all support it, and it's going to be funded. It means if you're in the queuing system, then your project will be awarded. This is very unique and has not been done before. It's also why it took us lots of research for 1.5 years and to make the very heavy now ready.
And for many people listening, I suppose the first question they're going to ask themselves is, how is WHIRL different from Kickstarter, Indiegogo, GoFundMe, and all the other solutions out there? And also, why is blockchain so important to this WHIRL crowdfunding solution? And how could you not make it in any other way?
We are different in WHIRL because what you can see right now is that the cost of the service fees basically charged by other platforms is very high. WHIRL has a very low fee, it's 5%. So that's one. There's a lot of success rates are going down at the moment everywhere because basically there's so many options, so many thousands of people to fund. And the thing is, if your project is not funded, then it will be cancelled. So in WHIRL, it's different. We have the queuing system, as I just mentioned earlier. The queue will give you once you're in the queue and then you campaign for your own dream. At that moment, you're sure that it will get funded. So that is unique. We are using blockchain basically. That comes from a long time ago in the past, where already in 2015 we have started to look around. We had an initial version that was completely outside of the blockchain, and we were seeing to go global. One of the things, many issues are there with the banks. So for this reason, we created the WHIRL token. So if you use the WHIRL token, besides fiat, you can use WHIRL with fiat. You can use 15 different cryptocurrencies. But if you go for our coin, you have a much higher reward system. You get actually much more points, so you can fund more. This is one of the things. The cost in general is for us a main reason to use blockchain, because we can actually go global with this, where we want to implement and be active.
And I love how you, when you were talking about WHIRL there, about bringing dream projects to life using crowdfunding. So I've got to ask, I mean, what's the story behind WHIRL itself? Can you tell me more about the birth of the idea, your journey, and how you got where you are today?
It's a bit of a combination. So as I just mentioned, we started in 2015 with another, it was named differently. And basically what we, as a team, we are involved in another platform called Kick ICO. Some of us, and I myself, I joined earlier this year. And what we noticed is that it's becoming so complex. Basically, it's much more going in the direction of people, looking for funding to start companies. But if you really bring it back, a lot of the need is a positive need in the world. We want to achieve something. So we spend just in a way that's why we love the word dream. Not because we are dreamers in a way of not delivering, but we are dreaming that a lot of interaction between people can actually help each other to fulfill your dream. I mean, it's very tough to get access from bank loans. We don't believe in a system of debt. So if you use WHIRL, it's not that you create a debt, because you first support someone else, the paid forward system, and that helps you actually to get awarded, and then you're debt free. I think that's super unique. I myself, I come from the development and relief sector, and I see in so many thousands of projects that it's all about individual people, like one-to-one assistance. That's the best, because the cost is almost zero. In this case, for example, if you would even call it a cost for us to run the system, in other crowdfunding platforms, often 20% is gone. So I believe in the one-to-one, peer-to-peer kind of helping each other way, which is the way forward.
And I love how you said there that we're not dreamers in the sense of not delivering anything, because unlike many other projects in the blockchain space that are built on future promises and we're going to do this one day, I think I'm right in saying that you already have a working product out there. Is that right?
That's correct. I'm very excited that we opened it this week, actually. So I would say it's a MVP++. Next year, there will be a next version of it, but we thought, also in light of what's happening, although that's not really our core. You see so many ICOs starting, and it's the wrong dream in a way. It's never going to happen or something. So what we reversed it, we heavily invested, and it's very expensive, all funded privately by ourselves, to make this happen. And we thought then, after we completed this, now is the time, to tell the world that we are there. And we are in the process of an ICO. It will start very soon, but it's from a different perspective. We could technically do without, but we want to scale this thing up. So right now the first campaigns are starting, and of course it's tuning. In that way it's MVP, but we love to start to have the involvement with the community. WHIRL is not about systems. It's not about, in a way, technology. It's about just connecting people, and the people are the key in this story. So I'm super excited. That's happening right now. So it's starting up.
So for people that are listening all over the world, how can they get their hands on WHIRL and register? And also, if they were to register while they're listening to us now, can you just talk them through what to expect and how to get the most from the platform?
So it's very easy. WHIRL.com is our name, our domain name. We are proud of that. We love the name WHIRL because it expresses exactly who we are and what we want to achieve. A whirl of doing good, and energy. So go to the website. All the information is there about our Telegram groups, about the site, of course, itself. You can sign up. You will go through the process. It's an easy step. At the moment, there's some functionalities we are testing out. We are fine tuning. Also, let us know if there's things that needs to be improved. We have all the information is there. Also, how to contact me.
And do you have any use cases of how someone could use the platform to turn their dream project into a goal or into a
few exciting ones actually? Yes, the one is of a Russian artist. She makes wonderful art, and she wants to expand basically, and she wants to go to the Netherlands and have an exhibition. So there's a showcase there. There's a movie also of her that we did in this case to show how WHIRL is working. Someone else has the dream. He's a boxer, and he wants the next 2 years. He wants to go to the Olympic Games. For that, he needs, that's his 100% dream. For this, he needs funding. That's another example, of sportsmen that has a dream, and as a group, we can actually support him for that.
Now, like we said a few moments ago, the problem with the blockchain space, there is a lot of projects that are built on future promises, which you are not. And there is a slight bit of cynicism in certain areas, CEO, or any new blockchain project, because there are a few scams out there. Can you just confirm that WHIRL is not a Ponzi or pyramid scheme like so many of the others out there?
I can fully confirm that it's the opposite. I can go in details, but basically when you have a Ponzi scheme, it starts to be unstable. It's like a pyramid. That's why we call it pyramid. In WHIRL, it's the opposite. It's like you move in the queue system, and let's say at the end of the day, the last persons that are there, that also want to get funding, because you first back someone else, and then you get a larger amount. You will be also supported, but there's an X percentage of the people. We very much track those, because it's in the research. It very clearly shows that not everyone is going to post a campaign. So in that, our system continuously track that. And I mean, we are real people, Yeah, we have off-valve and this. And basically, you could say, if the ICO would not be successful, will just be smaller. It will take us longer to conquer the world with the idea. And in that way, we're very relaxed here, It's going as it goes. And we already built it, so we are starting. It's more about expansion, where we feel like an expansion in combination with funding, of course, but also with crowd. We want to expand on the people using WHIRL. So that's what we stand for.
Fantastic. And it is very early days for you. So I've got to ask, what's the roadmap look like for 2019? And is there anything else you can share with us about partnerships, or in fact, anything at all for the road ahead?
Yes. So we, as I just mentioned, we have the MVP++ working. On the background, we're learning certain things we can only achieve if the platform has X number of users, to rebuild it basically again, incorporate it with other platforms that we are working on. For example, with Kick ICO, we see some synergy there. How could we all kind of work together with that? And then there will be the idea is that we, for example, have a very strong geographical presence. So there could be whole hubs. Let's call it a hub, the Asia hub. It could be China one. So that we will be developing more. We have shared KYC, shared wallets in the making. There's a lot of plans, that will be developed over time in 2019 and onwards.
So for everyone listening, probably intrigued or want to find out a bit more information, where can they find that information on WHIRL, and also have access to downloading white papers, roadmaps, and keeping up to speed with the developments throughout next year?
Go to whirl.com. We have our white paper there. We have our roadmap there. There are information about our very active Telegram group. So all the information is available. Feel free also to contact me or any other of the founders, because we love to interact with anyone and also to learn. And because we don't pretend here that this WHIRL is also innovative. And I think in a way, your previous question is valid. Is it not a scam or something? And I think in a way it's also a compliment, because we don't want to stay in the safe zone of copying another crowdfunding platform. We see that a lot, that here we say, okay, the base is paid forward, and how can we actually expand this? Because paid forward is very well tested in the world, but now it's going to be digital, and it's going to be much larger. And I think that's what we see as an exciting, refreshing, approach. It doesn't mean we have all the answers, that's we're going to find out together with our community. So we can only do that when we interact with each other. So that's why we built the MVP. The platform is running in order to communicate with each other, to start having campaigns, and then, tune it on the way. So I look forward to see anyone contacting us and giving us feedback.
I love how you're launching a crowdfunding platform using complex technology such as blockchain, but at the heart of it, it's people, it's community. So I wish you the best for the future. Let's have you back on next year, see how things are going. But more than anything, just a big thank you for coming on and sharing your story with me today.
Thank you so much, and I invite you also. Please open a campaign, and start seeing how it works. And I look forward to be back in the future. I appreciate what you're saying. WHIRL is not about technology. But it's about connecting people and our dreams and just make it happen. We don't need other institutions to do that. We can do it peer-to-peer, one-to-one with each other. And I hope that's clear. And thanks again for your time. It was great talking.
I got to tell you, I'm fascinated by how many new solutions are exploring how they can leverage complex technologies such as blockchain. But equally, how we're finally beginning to see real-world projects in this space, not just future promises that never come to fruition. The world of crypto is incredibly volatile right now, and it does bother me that many of these projects and ICOs out there that have no product will begin to disappear. And my fear, of course, is there's going to be a lot of people losing a lot of money that have been speculating on something being that next big thing. But how can it be the next big thing if there is no product out there and there is no real-world adoption? So if you are exploring this space, this is why it's so important to do your own research. And this is one of the reasons I enjoyed chatting to the guys at WHIRL today, because they have their own product out there and anybody's free to register and give it a try and make their own mind up. And I think that's so important. So a challenge to you all listening, what I'd like you to do is go out there, give it a try, register, raise your own campaign. And I'd love for you to report back and let me know your thoughts. Good, bad, indifferent. I'd love to hear what you think of it. Talking and hearing and sharing other people's experiences, that's where the real value is in this show for me. So please report back by emailing me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, tweet me at Neil C. Hughes, or pop by my website, techblogwriter.co.uk. And like I said earlier in the show, what I really enjoyed about the vision at WHIRL is it seemed to be much more about people, communities and dreams. So I do hope they never lose sight of that, because language like that is pure gold to me. So I do hope to get them back on the show and see how they're progressing, because it is very early days for them at the moment. But we'll see where their path leads. But I'm afraid we're at the end of this episode, so a big thank you for listening. And until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.